I don't think people understand the impact of some cultural practices in Africa. Africa is a continent rich in cultural diversity, with traditions that have helped communities come together and celebrate their heritage for centuries. However, some cultural practices, while deeply rooted, can have harmful effects on health. In today's video, we'll explore 10 cultural practices in Africa that can pose significant health risks and discuss the importance of awareness and education. I'm sure you've heard the news. Female genital mutilation, or FGM, is a practice found in parts of East, West and North Africa. It involves the partial or total removal of female external genitalia as a rite of passage. While it is meant to signify a girl's transition into womanhood, FGM can lead to infections, chronic pain, complications during childbirth, and psychological trauma. Educating communities on the health risks of FGM is essential to prevent harm to girls and women. Child marriage affects millions of young girls who are married off before the age of 18, often to reduce financial strain on families. For these young brides, early pregnancy and childbirth can result in severe health complications, higher maternal mortality and infant health issues. The impact on their mental health, combined with disrupted education, often leaves them with limited opportunities. Empowering families to see the value of education can help protect young girls from this harmful tradition. Scarification involves creating permanent marks on the skin as a sign of identity, beauty, or spirituality. While it holds symbolic value, using unsterile tools can lead to infections, skin complications, and sometimes emotional distress, especially if the practice is not fully consensual. Educating communities about safe and voluntary practices can help reduce these risks. In parts of West Africa, girls are sometimes force-fed to gain weight, as a fuller figure is considered beautiful and a sign of wealth. This process, known as gavage, can lead to obesity, cardiovascular disease and eating disorders. Raising awareness about the long-term health impacts of forced feeding can help communities redefine beauty standards in healthier ways. Some communities use herbs or animal substances in cleansing rituals, aiming to remove bad spirits or cure illnesses. While intended as a form of healing, these substances can be toxic and may cause organ damage, infections, or even death. Educating communities on the importance of safe medical practices and regulated treatments is essential to protect health. In certain regions, women use herbs or other substances to dry the vaginal area, believing it enhances male pleasure. Known as dry sex, this practice can cause tears, irritation, and increase the risk of sexually transmitted infections, including HIV. Promoting open discussions about sexual health and wellness can encourage safer practices that protect women's health. Male circumcision is performed as a rite of passage in some African communities. However, when done by non-medical practitioners without sterile equipment, it can lead to infections, excessive bleeding, and even death. Educating communities about safe, hygienic procedures is vital to prevent these health risks. In some cultures, widows are expected to undergo a cleansing ritual, often involving non-consensual sexual acts, to rid themselves of their deceased husband's spirit. This practice exposes women to sexually transmitted infections, including HIV, as well as severe psychological trauma. Advocacy and education can help communities find respectful ways to honor and support widows without endangering their health. Breast ironing is practiced in parts of Central and West Africa, where heated objects are used to flatten young girls' developing breasts to deter sexual attention. This painful practice can lead to infections, breast deformities, and long-term physical harm. Educating communities on the dangers of breast ironing can help protect girls from this harmful tradition. Belief in witchcraft remains strong in some areas, leading to accusations, often against vulnerable individuals such as women, children, and the elderly. Exorcisms or punishments for alleged witches can result in trauma, violence, and even death. Supporting education about mental health and advocating for compassionate treatment can reduce the harm caused by these accusations. These practices are woven deeply into cultural traditions, but understanding their health risks is an important step toward change. Educating communities, raising awareness, and providing safer alternatives can help preserve cultural identity without compromising health and well-being. Together, we can work to support communities in making these changes, respecting tradition while prioritizing health.